All right. Okay, preparing for a live stream, so I'll give it a minute here quickly. And I'll let you guys know when we're live.
Sounds good.
All right, good to go. We're live, sorry, you're good to go.
Oh, am I kicking things off? Is Zach kicking things off? Okay, I guess I'll jump in here. Thank you, everybody, for making it to Startup TNT Pitch Night. Always a really exciting event to bring to the community together and see what's happening in the undercurrents of our province. You know, we have some exciting companies that are going to be presenting today. And Zach, when he provided the opportunity for me to co-host this, it was very simple for me to jump on. For some of you that may not know me, my name is Sar. I am the founder of the Sea Tribe Society, and where our main property that we run is a Sea Tribe Festival that aims to celebrate diversity and help more innovative and creative people in achieving their dreams. So very similar to the track that Startup TNT does with their pitch nights and the way that they bring the communities together, you know, we're finding other opportunities and other inroads to create some more of those collisions and synergies and stuff. On the other side, I work for a company based out of the Bay Area called Autonomic. And what we do there is we remove the biggest, which is actually testing it. So we train AI algorithms and machine learning algorithms to test software for companies just so that their highest paid engineering talent doesn't have to do so. Tonight is definitely not about me or about our companies. So I would like to introduce Zach, who's going to share a few words about Startup TNT and what we have for tonight. Zach, you there?
Hey, yeah, thanks so much, Sar. Great to be co-hosting with you tonight. You know, just fittingly, I met Sar for the very first time at Startup TNT almost a year ago. Really love what he's doing at Sea Tribe Festival. Really cool to be co-hosting this together. Sar, can you tell us anything? Are there any plans for Sea Tribe for this year in the virtual environment? Any news to share, or should we stay tuned?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You know, for us at Sea Tribe, we feel that our biggest impact that we can have economically, socially, and culturally is by putting all of our eggs into planning for an end of the year event. And so we're experimenting with some virtual content and virtual events right now that are a little bit one-off that will kind of give us the feedback that we need from the community and stuff. But you know, we think that our biggest opportunity is planning something big. So we're planning for July of 2021, but at the same time, we're experimenting with a few smaller events just to kind of have as a backup plan for virtual get together. But yeah, so that's kind of what we have on our plate.
Okay, sounds awesome. I'm really happy to have a co-host with me tonight. My friend Tim Lin, co-organizer at Startup TNT, said, Zach, we should do a weekly pitch night. I'm like, Tim, you're crazy. And I was like, you know what? I sound like all the people that told me I was crazy a year and a half ago when I said I was going to do a weekly happy hour. And I was like, of course we can do a weekly happy hour. I want to drink beer, have fun, make friends with entrepreneurs every single week. And so we did this Great Alberta Pitch Marathon. Some people couldn't participate. We said, you know what? If you couldn't make it to that, come pitch at our event. And so here we are. It's just an open mic night for the community. Each entrepreneur gets 3 minutes. And then when we're all done, I encourage everyone to join us on Discord for just some casual fun with other members of the community. We at Startup TNT are super excited. Today is the final day to apply for the Startup TNT Investment Summit. We've already got 80 applications. There's companies from Edmonton and Calgary. We've got 2 investment teams working together to select one of those companies from each city for investment. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be a great way for entrepreneurs to build community and to meet other entrepreneurs, but also to meet investors that want to support local entrepreneurs. In fact, one of our entrepreneurs here raised money at the last summit. So Leggy will be joining us at the end of the night to give us an update. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to hand it back over to Sar. Sar, let's introduce our first speaker.
Let's get to it. So first we have up to bat is Gru Organics, and presenting is Alicia Bourne. Over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. I'll just get my screen going for you guys.
Yeah, sure. Alicia, take a minute, share your screen.
Okay, it's good. Everyone can see.
Yes.
Yep.
So this is Gru Organics, the more with less automated indoor greenhouse. The global conditions are evolving. We've lost 1/3 of the world's arable land for food and crop production. The Canadian government is requiring a 30% decrease in overall CO2 emissions by 2030, and 26% of global emissions come from food production. At the same time, food demand is rising as populations grow. Environmental conditions, land, and resources are all declining, and profitability for indoor farming, which has been deemed the farming to feed the future, has been compromised by high heating and electricity costs. So our solution is to treat waste as a resource, that is to sustain indoor farms on the heat and CO2 emissions created by existing operations. The current produce market is going to grow from $5.9 to $7.7 billion by 2025, and the United Nations encourages vertical farming as a viable solution to the food scarcity concerns that we're faced with. Our competitive advantages are that we share space utilizing existing land, resources, and infrastructure. We thrive on industry-created waste heat and CO2, and we're extremely low cost to sustain because we decrease our overall input costs. Compared to the competition, we have lower operating costs, a low-cost final product, scalability, and increased resource efficiency. And our technology produces more with less, so less energy, water, and space are required. We have an extremely adaptable model, and we can size our facilities according to the given space and conditions, varying based on market demand and other factors. And our model allows us to transfer our savings to our customers. So we grow local non-GMO produce, distribute it to the local grocery stores, who can then offer healthier, higher quality food without the premium. Dow Canada is currently investigating our technology. We've confirmed a grocery customer, and both Whitecourt Power and Lafarge have committed their sites for implementation. By 2021, we'll pilot our project, reach commercial operation by 2023, and see global market penetration by 2025. And we have the strong financials to back our claims. Now, Gru Organics and Lodic Technologies will be undertaking the projects as a joint venture. Gru Organics has backgrounds in both business consulting and molecular genetics, and Lodic Technologies will take care of the manufacturing, engineering, project management experience, having completed key projects in the past for large players like Shell and Imperial Oil. They also have 2 patents, so they're clearly very technically capable to fulfill the venture. So what we're looking for is industry references, business mentorship, community recommendations, and financially, we're seeking $3 million angel round for our $5.2 million pilot project. Now, we've already applied for about $2 million of government funding. Thank you.
All right. Great presentation. Zach, maybe I'll pass it over to you in case you have any questions for Alicia. Zach, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I'm muted. I was just talking to myself for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, Alicia, can you just elaborate a little bit on like the IP secret sauce that you guys have and the relationship with that company, Logic?
Sorry, that was the...
Your intellectual property for Gru Organics.
Yeah, so we're in the process of patenting our overall growing system. So, oh, I stopped sharing my screen, but within the pods, yeah, okay. So within the pods, we've actually developed a proprietary growing arrangement that allows for environmental mimicry and thus accelerated output. So we're working toward a patent with that. Now, Lodic Technologies already has a patented water treatment system, and this will be implemented within our entire growing facility.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so was your technology developed in-house, or did you do that in collaboration with like a university, or what's the story behind that?
No, it's just been between Gru Organics and Lodic. So working with our advisor in molecular genetics and working with the engineering team.
Okay, that's awesome. Hey, really impressive stuff. I think we should probably move on to the next speaker, but I look forward to hearing more about this on Discord. Hope you can find this.
Awesome. Thank you, Alicia. And now up next, we have Quentin Barker, and he is with 100% Quality. Quentin, you're up.
Hi, how's it going? Sorry, it's a little bit dark because of my background here. My name is Quentin. I've been doing music for a couple of years, and I came back from British Columbia and I decided to do it full time. So I kind of have some stuff I want to show you here as far as this was my last album. Sorry if you can see that there. That's the background for my last album, which was I have an online presence, which I've been using this picture, and I've used it in several other pictures. As you can see, that's the Michael Jackson Thriller background there. And I have another animated background in which it has gotten me, I think, about 3,000 likes in the last week. So I have a group with 3,000 likes on Facebook. So what I want to do is to be able to get my own place so I could do more recording, get better quality equipment, and do more music. So it's pretty much right now I've been trying to sell my catalog and be able to do more and then be able to become a better artist, because it's something that I want to do full time instead of having to go back into the corporate world. So I've been doing my own thing with my own corporation that I opened on July 21st. So I can share my screen here. Sorry. So this is my group here. I don't think you can see everything here, and it has some videos that I put on here. So it is all produced by me, and then I use online content to make the videos, in which it is all pretty much all able to be downloaded. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, and I'm looking to continue doing it and to be able to do it better. So I'm pretty much looking for investors to be able to take it to the next level. So
Okay, awesome.
Any questions?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Should we do questions, Zach, or should we move on to the next one?
Maybe I'll ask one quick question, Quentin. Are you looking to produce just your own music or other people's music as well?
Well, I've pretty much been doing my own music, but I've been contacting other artists, and I've been on platforms where I'm giving out music to other artists, and I'm also looking to start recording vocals too. So okay. It's just a process where you got to network, and then it's been going okay so far, but it takes a long time. So.
Sure. You know what? It's a very different type of business than we usually see presenting here. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Was that the 3-minute timer? We're just on
yes.
time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Quentin. Please join us for the happy hour after. And
I will.
Yeah, sure. Let's take it away to the next speaker.
Sounds good. Great presentation, Quentin. And up next, we have Leah, and she is with All Thrive. Leah, you're up.
Thank you. Excellent. So my name is Leah Fink, and I'm the owner of All Thrive. So my background is in self-development and also working with youth for mental health and substance use challenges. And so I really got to see the difference that it makes in people's lives to understand themselves better. And I also really got to see what happens when that is not around. So that's really what drives me. So we help people own their future through facilitating personal and professional growth. That can be a bit of a catchphrase, but what that means to me is that you increase your self-awareness, which increases your mental wellness, your relationships, your health, your success, and happiness. So we tend to focus on solving problems when it comes to mental health, or when we have unhealthy work culture, or when we're in conflict. But what we really need to do is preemptively work on that development and build resilience so people can thrive. So we're deeply rooted in the foundations of experiential education. So when you're in school, when you go to a work conference, so much is based on information and learning. And you may learn a lot of amazing things, but then it all really gets forgotten because it's not really integrated or meaningful to you personally. I know that's happened for me. So what we do is we create learning that's focused on experience and self-reflection. So it's not forgettable, and it really makes an impact on your life. If you can't take something that you learned and immediately apply it, chances are you're not going to remember it, and it's not really going to help you out. So a super condensed example of this, because it's hard to do quick, but as I talk, I'd like you to take a moment and look and find 3 of these values that stand out to you as important in your work. You can reflect, are they important in your workplace culture? Does your company support them? Would your coworkers agree that your company has those values? Would you want to be an employee at a company that doesn't have those same values or opposing values? If you were a youth, if you knew your values, would your career path have been easier? So this is a very, very tiny smidge, but our programming focuses on making unconscious values, knowledge, biases, and goals visible. So even something as simple as taking these unconscious values that you already have and making them a little bit more aware could actually change the way you look at your future. So we do custom youth programming as well as having preset courses. So those courses supports developing social emotional learning skills, as well as the school programs that we have actually help meet and exceed some of the curriculum components that kids need to have. And then our adult programming is customizable, and it's to various groups, to businesses, to universities, to community groups. And it's really about creating intentional spaces where people feel respected, empowered, and that they're moving towards a common goal. So with COVID, we're still running some things in person while following safety guidelines. And we've also been able to adapt some courses for online use. And that's still very focused on interaction and connection, because those are the core tenets of experiential learning. And as I mentioned, we have pre-established and custom programming. One of the examples right now is I'm working with TD Insurance to design a training for their leadership that is about understanding privilege and power dynamics in the workplace. We have a range of competitors, from school programmings focusing on mental wellness like Paths to leadership consulting companies like Leader Sharp. But one of the things that makes All Thrive unique, I think, is that blend of personal and professional development with mental health. They're often addressed quite separately, and they actually are seeking the same outcome. So I really love working with them together. And I'm still in the very early stages of growth. So what I'm looking for is growing by word of mouth. Please, any connections you have would be really appreciated. And thanks so much for listening.
Thank you, Leah. It's actually funny. I go through that value exercise myself every quarter, or sorry, every year. And team members that I work with at C-Tribe, we all go through that value exercise and take some of the ones that are current and try and embed that into the whole company values and stuff. So yeah, I really support this. Thank you for your presentation. Zach, should we do a question?
Maybe just a quick question for Leah. Like, ideally, where do you want to take this company? Are you looking to turn this into something large, or are you looking to keep this as more of like an awesome Leah Fink brand?
So ideally, in the long run, when schools are a little bit more calmed down, I would love it that every grade 9 student in Alberta goes and does a week of self-development very intensively. And I need to just build up and start making those connections before that's going to happen. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for the presentation, Leah. Yeah, sorry, I say let's move along to the final two.
Perfect. Sounds good. I just spilt my water, but that is okay because it's a perfect segue to North Hydration, who's going to hydrate us with, and I might butcher this, but Sawan Logan, did I say that correct? You are up.
That's right. Sawan, actually, but that's okay.
Sawan.
Yeah. I'll try and share my screen, make it easy. I do have a short presentation. You'll see that? Okay. So my name is Sawan Logan, and I am the co-founder and CEO of North Water. Not sure how many of you are aware, but, oh, and I can't get this to move now. 1 second. Oh, here we are. So 6% of all plastics that have been produced since 1950 has been recycled. The remainder has either been incinerated, has landed in landfills, or is in the ocean. Canada in 2016 only recycles 9% of plastics that was introduced, which is equivalent to 2.8 million tons of plastics that is generated each year, that ends up in landfills and ocean again. And that is equivalent to 24 CN towers. So plastic not only leaches toxins in the food chain, but also causes hormonal disruptions and is linked to a number of diseases like cancer as well. So the solution, it's saying no to plastic. So we at North Water and we came up with a 100% infinitely water bottle that is made from 100% infinitely recyclable aluminum bottle. The bottles itself are refillable, so you can reseal the caps. It makes it a lot easier. The water is naturally high in alkaline. It's sourced from the Rocky Mountains, so very Canadian, and is glacier-fed and spring water. So our goal is to basically disrupt the plastic bottled water market by introducing an alternative to what currently litters our shelves across Canada. We are a very proud Canadian company that is built on sustainability and offering a product that is very Canadian and shows how we as Canadians take responsibility for our environment. Where we are, we started in the week of March 6th is when we started operations this year, right before COVID lockdown, which happened March 13th. We were sort of in a stagnant state between March to May, and in May we started up again when the business sector started going out and getting business again. So at that point we did about $5,000 worth of sales. Come to August, we have almost $30,000, and we're expecting to go up to about $50,000 in September and in almost 400 stores as well. Our goal is to add a sparkling water line, a SKU, to our current offering, and to get into US and Asia distribution. Our ask, we're looking for raising $1.5 million. 50% of that money will be used for US and Asia market rollout. 35% of it would be used to adding a sparkling line. And then the remaining 15% would be looking at other alternatives to our existing business, which is to do with co-packing. That's it for me.
Thank you. It's funny, I was listening to a podcast by a gentleman named, what's his name? Tony Fidel. So he was one of the brainchilds behind the iPod. And his next initiative, his venture fund actually focuses on companies that look to solve the microplastics in the environment and stuff. So if we get to connect in the Discord channel, I'll point you to maybe some of his links and stuff. I guess a question that I had, the money that you're raising, is it equity or is it debt?
Yeah, so we're raising equity at this point. We're not looking for debt funding.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's too small an amount. I know it's usually mezzanine level funding comes in, which is would be a combination of debt and equity. For us right now, we haven't looked at it as a debt component. We thought might as well get people on board for an equity at this stage.
And is it a safe note, or do you have a valuation already behind it?
We do have a valuation behind it. And so this would, as it stands today at $1.5 million, you'd be getting about 25% of the company.
Gotcha. Thank you. That's all my questions. Zach, do you have any, or should we move on?
You know what? Why not? I'm interested in a company like this, like your approach to marketing and branding and communications. Like you got really nice slides here, but I sense that for this type of product, like, building the brand and the community and dedicated followers is super important. Do you want to elaborate at all on that?
Absolutely. So we're very active on the social media side of things. We went from having 300 followers in May to 1,500 followers right now, close to 1,500 at least. So that was, and it's all organic. We don't generally go pay people to come and follow us. So that's always good for us. We try to keep our posting and our advertising very crisp and the content more to the mountains, to sustainability, to preserving. So we try to do that. Our bottles stand out compared to everything else out on the shelves. If you ever see a North Water bottle, you would know it on the shelf. So we've made sure our brand sort of is true to who we are, which is the minimalist side of things, to make sure that we're less is more kind of concept, and our brand shows that, our bottle shows that. So we've been concentrating quite a bit of more on the social media side versus in-person marketing. We try to sponsor events, like when there's a yoga event in the park or something, to get more around people who are our target audience engaged, and they can see us and see our brand coming up. So even when it comes to partnering, we are currently in places like Banff Springs Hotel. We try to choose who we partner with as well, because we want to bring the mountains out. We want to bring people to know that this is where the future is going, which is less plastic, more recyclable content, and more Canadian content.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I think I think you guys have made some great progress, and you've only been around for a few short months, so that's awesome to see. And Sarah, I'd say we should probably move on to our next speaker.
Sounds good. I do want to say that that's where I remember the brand from. I followed the park team in Calgary, so Jesse and Kara there, and they did that activation in the park. So great stuff.
Thank you. Yes, for the bright side.
Yes, that's right. Awesome. Okay, now moving on to I think this is going to be the last formal presentation before we jump into future fields, and I might butcher this as well. Nvisiler with Enviceler? Did I say that correct?
Yes, Enviceler, yeah.
Perfect. All right.
You're right. Oh, okay. First, let me share my screen with you. And okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. Thanks for participating. My name is Nvisiler. I'm the founder and CEO of Enviceler. As you know, Earth is really a strange place. We live on it, but we don't know much about it. Most of the time, it is necessary to have some idea of what is going on under your feet. To understand your environment, you pay a lot. You wait a lot. You need a professional team, but you can't have all the information for any location. Enviceler has solved some part of this problem. We provide at global scale environmental information to the client within 10 minutes without any limitations. This is how Enviceler provides services to clients. Receiving a request for a location via Gmail, processing and generating the report, and sending the default report and ask for any customization. After receiving an answer, then we will email the final report based on the preferences. So is the process reliable? Let's say we want to generate a report for a location. First, we download elevation and climate data for the location. Then we overlay some layers using multi-criteria spatial modeling to estimate a dependent parameter, but which variables should be entered to the model and how. So we have created a questionnaire, sent it to professionals around the world and figured out the factors and their rates. This is, here is an example for landslide map production. The questionnaire step has already been done and completed. So we're good. We have the download, then modeling, then delivery of the products to the clients. All in all, we have two reports, environmental assessment and carbon stock and biomass, which can be requested for one time or a time period to show the difference between before and after land use change. Our market is pretty huge in billions, and minimum of world working population, even one person, will produce $2.25 billion. Although our market is huge, but we have two extremely powerful competitors, Facebook and Google, which can be our markets as well. Well, we would be grateful to have any chance to share and learn from you during this great green mission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, you are way smarter than I am because this content is way above my head and my pay grade, but is there anything that you're asking for from the Startup TNT group for? Referrals, contacts, money?
Well, yeah, actually, I'm looking for expanding my network and also the referrals. So what I really need right now is just, I'm just myself right now, and I'm pretty new. We have established this startup since June 2020, and so we are just looking for fun to hire a marketing team to expand our network. And also, yeah, the only thing that I need right now, maybe from the Startup TNT, just the referrals, and also to help me to expand my network and just introduce this product to more people.
Awesome, thank you. Well, for your first presentation, this was well put together. I think you nailed some important points. Zach, any questions on your end?
You know what? I think I'm good, and we only have one speaker left, so I suggest it's already after 6:30. Like let's give the floor to my good friend Leji. Thanks so much for this. Thanks so much for everybody for participating. Leji agreed to come in as a guest speaker today. I met Leji almost a year ago now. I work part-time at Tech Edmonton, managing a laboratory space that Leji's company is working out of. He participated in the investment summit. I'm super happy to say that some of the investors from the investment summit went in on this great company. As someone that has a PhD in chemical engineering and was trying to build a company out of his PhD research, I am living kind of vicariously through their experience. They're commercializing something really, really awesome, really, really cutting edge, and they're doing it on a global scale. They're playing with the best in the business. They just graduated from Y Combinator. So, Leji, take it away, man. Really good to have you here. Really happy. We're looking forward to listening to the update.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for the kind words. And hello again, my Alberta friends. Long time no talk. We've been pretty busy, but I always have to start with what the heck do we do in the first place? Zach talked it up so much. So we at Future Fields, we make the most important ingredient for cell-based foods, and that is growth media. And we make it 1,000 times cheaper than anyone else ever. But always at this point, the question still comes up, what the heck is this guy even talking about? And we produce this for more than just foods, but ultimately what is known as the cellular agriculture industry. And what this technology is making products through cells and biotechnology. If you haven't seen anything like this before, you may have heard of it by the name lab-grown meat. So this is a picture of chicken that we produced from the cells from a chicken here in Alberta, and we made it here in Edmonton a number of years ago. This 20-gram nugget is made of real chicken meat from cells. Companies today in this industry are producing many, many different products using these techniques. And this year alone has seen over 400 million in funding go towards these companies. But this is much more than just meat. And it includes things like human equivalent baby formula replacements, fats for food and industrial use, and chemicals, material production, such as leather, crazy exotic foods like lion, and foods that have enhanced nutrition profiles that were not possible before. With our customers, our signed contracts right now, we have companies making bacon, milks, pet foods, standard stuff like beef and pork materials, but also synthetic biology products that go way beyond the vertical of food. It is way more than just food. And thanks to our customers, since we last spoke, we've raised over 20 times our original startup TNT investment. But there's more announcements that have to come with that at a later date, so I can't tell you more than that right now. Of course, none of this would have been possible without our now further expanded amazing team that has expertise in everything from cell biology, protein purification, nanochemistry, and more. I'd be doing them a disservice if I didn't name them by name, my wonderful co-founders, Matt and Jolene, and our rest of our team, Connor, Brittany, Chris, and Ella have really helped us move forward. And this is where the ask comes in, as we'll be looking for more. So we're looking for the best bio talent, not just in Edmonton, but also in Canada, to come here. And we are also proud to call ourselves a Y Combinator S20 alumni as of just a few weeks ago. It was a very interesting experience. And we are always looking for good biotech companies that are looking to apply and that we can recommend. And with that, thank you.
Awesome, Leji. Really fun update. Really impressed to see you guys grow. I have a very serious question. Was it actually more valuable to participate in Y Combinator than participating in Startup TNT?
You can't compare a great apple to a great orange. They both taste great, and it depends what you feel like.
Great answer.
That's awesome. No, but seriously, really happy to see you participate. Actually, if you don't mind, tell us, like, honestly, I didn't tell Leggy that I was going to ask him this question. Like, what did you like about CertTNT? How did it go? Like, was it valuable to you? Now you're raising money from investors all around the world. You got a few of us local investors in. What was your overall thoughts?
That is exactly it. Is exactly what you highlighted there. Is that during our time at Startup TNT, pitching on stage, we'd already pitched in like Singapore and other places. But with working with the investors at Startup TNT, it was the perfect practice with the questions that were asked in an environment that was definitely open, definitely more communicative, especially if you're just starting out. And it set us up for success to get into Y Combinator and win from there.
Okay, Leggy, that's amazing. I'm really happy to hear that kind of feedback. And we're hoping we can do it again. We can find other great companies, support more great companies from across Alberta with our upcoming Startup TNT Investment Summit. I think a bunch of them that are participating are on the Discord channel right now. I'm looking forward to joining them. So I encourage everyone on the call today, if you can join us on the Discord channel. I think we're ready to wrap it up. Sar, any final words? Thanks so much for joining, Sar.
Hey, you know what? It was a pleasure. It was awesome to learn about these new and exciting companies and to be followed along by, I guess, Startup TNT alumni and Leggy and the progress that he and his company is making. And I mean, Y Combinator is basically like the Harvard of entrepreneurial school. So the fact that just through the gems and gold mining and digging that Startup TNT was able to do and identify a company like that, and as Leggy said, give them another platform to share their story. I think you guys are in really good company. So thank you for allowing me to also participate, and I will see you guys at Discord.
Yeah, and just one final thanks for our speakers today. I gotta say thanks everyone for coming out, and also we saw a massive distribution in the types of companies here today. We got a cellular agriculture company. We got a bottled water company, a music company, and other types of companies here. Like, this is what Startup TNT is all about. It's the entire community. So I'm really glad to see all you guys here represented. And please join us on Discord.
Thank you.